The U.S. Senate has finally passed the Matthew Shepard Act, which adds to the already existing hate crime law, crimes motivated against people for their sexual orientation. They're passing this particular legislation at this time because from pressure from obviously various private interest groups and lobbying groups. And we have a Democratic Congress now, and so it looks like they may be making some kind of point on this particular issue. I think what people have to understand about hate crime laws in general is that, especially on the state level, if you commit murder, you're punished, and you're going to either go to prison maybe the rest of your life or to the death penalty in some states. But I think the point that we have to realize is that murder is murder, violence is violence, and whatever motivates it is regardless of what the punishment should be. What these hate crimes laws are going to do, it's going to allow prosecutors to intimidate people, just add on crimes. Sometimes they're not even really so-called hate crimes. A good example is a group of guys were out one night and they had been drinking and they decided they want to have some fun or do whatever, and they ended up beating up a gay guy. He ran out from the car and got killed, and they were all prosecuted under the New York state hate crimes law. But this is the key. One of the fellows that actually did the beating and chasing was gay, and he didn't have any kind of hatred toward gay people, but he was still prosecuted under the law. A number of religious groups have raised concerns over the hate crimes law, saying it's going to punish their free speech. And people on the other side of the issue say this is just stupid. No one's going to get prosecuted. It couldn't happen. But it's already happening around countries around the world. England, Sweden, Canada. Christians have been prosecuted under hate crime laws. And there was a well-known Philadelphia case in Pennsylvania where a group of Christians were protesting a gay rights celebration. They were just saying they disagreed basically on their protest signs with the homosexual lifestyle. They were actually prosecuted under a hate crimes law for their free speech. And a judge, actually, the first judge in the case, said those were fighting words and let it move forward. The penalty would have been 47 years in prison for a so-called hate crime, but again, it was free speech. I think that what we're seeing is political correctness run amok. You're seeing a Congress that's trying to make a point, the Democratic Congress. And there have been Republicans that voted for it as well. I think it's very, very politically motivated, but it can be very, very dangerous for the reasons I've already talked about. And like I said, it's gotten to the point in this country where people are afraid to express themselves anyway. But the thing under a hate crimes law is that anything is a hate crime. If you disagree with the Iraqi war, the war against Iraq, and you happen to say on a picket sign that you don't like Iraqis, which I don't agree with people saying that, but you could be prosecuted for that. If you're against illegal immigrants being in this country and you say something that may be that someone might think is derogatory toward Hispanics, you can be prosecuted. And so it goes into what your head, what you're thinking, and then what you eventually say. And that's the problem with it. It punishes thought, punishes free speech. It's like the great Bob Dylan song where he says, if my thought dreams could be seen, they'd put my head in a guillotine.